Setting up your meeting for Facebook.
We're live.
We're going live. Meeting is now streaming live on Facebook.
I can't see you.
We're here.
The screen's gone blank. There he is.
He's there.
Oh, put it back to blank.
Right, so all I've got to do now is find us various pages.
Nope.
You can keep talking, Sam, while I find us.
Oh, okay. Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome once again to the exciting world of the Man Cave, aka my kitchen, Simon's shop. This evening we have the lovely Paul Stevens on with us. We'll be talking about how he's opened up on Facebook about PTSD and the loss of his son Elliot, and the charity that him and his wife started, and the money that they've raised, and yeah, bit of general banter, bit of fun, bit of Mickey taking. Really struggled this week to find a bad dad joke. It's not been easy, I'm not gonna lie. I've had stronger weeks, but what a week it's been. The lockdown is still in force. However, if I want to go and play golf for 24 hours, I can. As long as I don't sleep there, it's perfectly fine. I'm not going to play golf. Got no interest in it. It's too much effort. But if I wanted to, I could. Could also play basketball. But being vertically challenged, again, not a strong suit. And those are the only two sports they brought up as well. I don't really know. Surely football's quite a good one to kick a ball from one end of a field to another. It makes more sense than basketball.
We're nearly there. I'm just bringing up.
No, that's fine. I will continue to talk to myself. It's fine. It's not like I haven't done it before. So for people out there who are new to the Man Cave, Simon is the one who does all the technical stuff. I'm the one who appears to be sat in the dark. This is not planned out as well as I thought. Hang on. There we go. I'll have to have a shiny head. So I'll stand like that. There we go. Job done. Doesn't quite glow.
Now, are we on the group or are we on the We Absolutely Love Watch It page?
I don't know. Like I said, Simon is the technical the whiz, or the technical winging it. And I am the one who sits here in my kitchen drinking Guinness.
I'm trying to find it on because everyone complained that last week they couldn't find us
on the Man Cave.
They got us on Man Cave, but we're supposed to be on We Absolutely Love Watch It as well.
Yep.
Right, but I can't find us.
Well, that's a strong start. So, have we actually got anyone watching? Or have I just been talking to myself for the last 5 minutes?
No, we've got plenty watching. Jackie Bale says hi. Boogie Savage has joined. Jonathan Stevens says hi. Sean Gale says hi. Loretta's joined. Paige joined. Nikki Lewis has joined. And I've just got to find out where we are on here. Okay.
Well, good evening, everyone. Nice to be here once again. I would say nice to see you, but this is a one-way screen. Can't see any of you apart from Simon, which is not the best end of Thursday evening, but this is.
And I've just got to find out where we are on here. See, it's all going wrong. It's all going wrong, mate.
With everyone.
I've got it all on the Man Cave. It's all there. I can see everybody's posts on there. So we're just going to go with that because I can't find us on We Absolutely Love Watching.
Best end of Thursday evening, but. Okay, well then, for those of the people that are watching on We Absolutely Love Watch It,
come and watch on the Man Cave.
Come over to the Man Cave. Come on in. The water's lovely, and so's the Guinness and the kitchen.
So there you go. What have you been up to, mate?
I've been working. That's pretty much what I've been doing this week. Been at work, been busy, and yeah, not a lot else I've done this week. I haven't really been watching the news. I've been getting home, chilling out for a couple of hours, and then falling asleep stupidly early. And that's about as exciting as my week's been. It's not been an eventful one this week. What about you? Anything?
It's been an interesting week fighting with district council again. Still getting absolutely nowhere. But there you go. Hey ho. Busy in the shop, busy looking after everybody in Watch It, the community and everything else again, as you do.
Good. Maybe we should get someone from the district council on it, and we can ask them questions. That'd be fun.
Well, there's only one person really. I think I've got a funny feeling actually. Let's have a quick look. She might actually be on here. Still getting absolutely nowhere. And I've got to turn that volume off. Busy in the shop. That's the one. I've got to turn that one off.
Oh, okay.
Otherwise, I'm going to hear myself from 20 seconds ago.
I don't want to hear you twice.
Yeah. So now I know Loretta's joined, and she said hi, Simon. She hasn't said hi, Sam, for some reason.
Well, no, that's fine.
I expect we know why.
Like Scott Mills, Chris Stark, isn't it? You're like Scott Mills, and I'm just that little sidekick that sits in the corner and just waits for people to notice me.
I think they call that a Smurf.
No, right. Let's stop that right now. There is no humanly possible way. I'm talking about those anal breathing little shits today. Jesus Christ.
Mark Allen, what's on, lads? Hi, Mark. How are you? Nice to see you here tonight, mate. Yeah, I suppose really, if we were going to talk anything about district council, we'd have to get Loretta on, wouldn't we? But then I'm not sure that the viewing figures wouldn't just go down and down.
Well, I don't know. I think maybe we should just pick someone else.
What, somebody more famous than Loretta?
No, I think we should have Loretta. I think it'd be hilarious. Because then you think of all the conversations we've had, that every time we've been on here, all the episodes have involved Loretta at some point, because everyone knows her. There isn't, I don't know a person, I don't know a human being that doesn't know who Loretta is.
Well, there is that, of course.
So surely she knows plenty of people, and she could build the figures up. She don't have to speak, just. I feel really bad. No, I don't. No, I'm joking. I don't feel bad at all. And we know where the conversations have gone before with Loretta about her doing things in different parts and whatever it may be. So anyway, Janet Ann Tapp says, have Loretta on. Hi, hun. Hello, darling. Your mum's there. Look.
Kate Kennedy, hi. Thanks for sharing again, Kate. Absolutely amazing. Love it. Thank you very much. And I think a couple of others are sharing it. So we've got a bit of a watch party going on everywhere at the moment.
Oh, fancy.
It's getting bigger. Anyway, joke for the night?
See, I really struggled with this one. And I was having a look through loads of stuff. I was literally filtering through 10 minutes ago trying to find something. And to be honest, people are pretty awful at the moment with jokes and things finding them amusing. So there was one that said, a weasel walks into a bar and the barman says, wow, never served a weasel before. What will it be? Pop, goes the weasel.
What's in the show, folks?
Yeah, see? That's what I mean. Yeah, it's been a slow week.
Come on.
Not been a strong one.
Becky Lloyd Perkins has joined. If she just heard that, I'm glad she's joined after the joke.
Yeah, but she joined and then 20 seconds later, she'll hear it.
Oh dear. Yeah, exactly, Mark. I get exactly what you say. Oh, amazing, isn't it? So anything funny on Facebook this week? What have we found?
Again, yeah, it's been a bit. All I've seen really is a lot of people moaning about caravans and second homes. And I mean, to be fair, I agree with it. I don't think there should be people in caravans and camper vans everywhere. I don't think people should be travelling to their second homes. But at the same time, I don't think posting it on Facebook is going to solve the problem. I think what we should do is we should go to the caravan parks and steal the wheels. They won't be able to leave, but they can't travel anywhere else. So technically, we should in other cities and villages and whatnot.
I know, but even better than that, when the wheelbarrow race comes around next year, we'll have loads of wheels for it.
I could make an 18-wheeler. Yeah. Like an Optimus Prime.
Well, there you go, mate. It's sorted.
Okay,
right.
Disclaimer, the Man Cave does not condone stealing caravan wheels.
Right, none. If I take my caravan from my drive. Ryan, no. If I take my caravan from my drive to storage, will I be lynched? Yes, Ryan, you will be lynched. We'll have your wheels.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it a twin axle or single axle, Ryan?
And not both of them, like just the one wheel, just to be an inconvenience.
Yeah. So when they're towing it, they just keep going around in circles.
Yeah.
I can't get out and watch it.
See, this is how quiet the week's been.
Oh my God, I don't know. Dan Johnson sounds like a plan. Absolutely, mate. Absolutely.
Dan Johnson, and he's supposed to be doing a DJ set somewhere else.
Mate, have you heard him do a DJ set?
No, I can't bring myself to watch him because I feel sorry for him. Bless him. I still think he should be called DJ Bean, though, because he is. If anyone who hasn't seen Dan Johnson, right, click on his comment, look at his picture. If you can't tell me that as a love child of Mr. Bean, then it's completely wrong, because that kid is Mr. Bean. A spitting image as well. Everything about him.
I'm glad you said that.
I'm allowed to. He's my cousin.
I wouldn't get away with it.
I can. Little cake. Little cake.
Oh, great. Vicky Hodgkiss has joined from the rugby club. Well done. Hi, Vicky. Nice to see you. Dan Johnson has just wet himself laughing.
Again, that's not figuratively either. That is literally.
Yeah, absolutely. So, right, well, we've got somebody rather special tonight, I think, haven't we?
We have, yes. We have Paul Stevens this evening, local legend, hero. Yeah, trying to think of other nice words to go, but I can't really find any that fit perfectly. You know, legend and hero, I think, work quite well.
A man for all seasons.
Yes, like a 4-season sleeping bag, suitable for any weather.
We've been given permission to turn around and, as long as I get all of this right, of course, to play him in with a little song.
Okay.
And all I've got to do is turn around and find out where the volume controls have gone before I do anything else. Hang on, wrong screen.
Oh, here we go again.
Yeah, I know it happens every time. I've just got to.
For people who couldn't see this earlier before we went live, we have tested this once.
And I got it wrong once.
Yeah. So if he gets this right, you know, he's 50% there.
Oh, but look, come on. If I got this right one week, nobody would watch again ever.
To be fair, if you got it right one week, then yeah, it's sort of a disappointment almost. This is like part of life now. There's me with a crap joke and you with the inability to press play.
Getting it right, yeah. Tracy Ann says hi, and Mark Allen says, I feel like height jokes are above you, Sam.
Yeah, well.
Loretta and Wetlaw, hurry up, I want to get a gin. What's stopping you from getting a gin, Loretta? You should have a bottle next to you, you know, everything there, ready to go.
To be fair, I'm sat down. I'm not going anywhere, so you're not missing anything, Loretta. I'm just chilling in my kitchen.
Right, on that basis, I'm going to, hopefully, if I...
yeah, well...
Loretta and Wetlaw. See, I've got to watch what I'm...
See, here we go. Third time lucky.
It just doesn't work, does it? I just don't get it right every time. Right. So we need to... Let's just check the advanced sharing options.
Look at the concentration on your face.
I know.
It's amazing.
I know.
It's that look that my mum used to tell me that if I did that in the wind change, I'd stay like it.
Right, if I get this right, it'll be a miracle. We're going for it.
Okay, I'm back. I'm still here.
Let's bring him in. Admit. Hey! You see, I told you, I cock everything up every week, and it would not be the same if I didn't.
It's all right.
How you doing, mate? Welcome.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm okay, thank you. Yeah, good. Thanks a lot for playing that tune anyway.
Oh, that's all right. Thanks for letting us. I mean, at the end of the day, you know, we wouldn't have played it without you giving us the okay to do that. So that's amazing. And of course, it's a cracking tune at the end of the day, no matter what.
Yeah, and it means a lot to Donna and I, and link it to Elliot, and I play it at the end of the silent disco every year at the festival. So it means a lot to us. So thanks for playing it.
No worries, mate. No worries at all. So one of the reasons that we looked at you coming on here, apart from the fact you're a terrific guy in the first place, and everybody knows you around Watch It, and everyone knows what you've been through, but the show obviously is about men's mental health in what we generally discuss. And I think, Sam, you'll agree with me that we probably saw one of the most amazing posts on Facebook this last week.
Yeah, and I think, I mean, firstly, full marks for putting it up, because there's not enough blokes that express their feelings and everything. And what made you think of putting it up? Like, what just made you go, do you know what, I'm going to tell everyone, let them all know?
Well, I saw all these people doing the press ups and that it was for anxiety, PTSD, and other mental health things, and I thought everyone's doing the press ups, but they're not actually saying, actually, this is, this affects me, and I thought also it might help other people actually say that they're feeling like this, because like I said to you before we started, it's easy for me to put stuff like that because everyone knows, that it's not going to be a shock to anyone that I've been affected. Where others, they might be, hiding it a bit or something. So I thought if I put something like that, it might help them, and they might go, well, if he can do it, I can do it, or he's happy to speak about that he's got this, problem, that I can go and speak, and it does help because I have spoken to people about it.
I think one of the things that's amazing to a great extent is that PTSD, as you refer to quite openly, we would typically think of it as being maybe something to do with armed forces. I mean, that's how it's reported so much of the time. I think people don't understand that PTSD actually affects people from all walks of life. And when I was told that this is what they thought I had, I didn't really think that it would be me, because I always thought that it was people who've been in the forces and things like that. But when you think about it, it's it's obvious really that that they get it because they've seen things and they can't forget them, and they feel bad about what they've seen, and it's no different to that than what I've seen, if you know what I mean, and it's affected my life. Or there's doctors, there's nurses, there's firemen, there's policemen, there's ambulance people. They're all they all can get it, can't they? Because they've all seen stuff that they can't get over, they can't forget, they feel guilty. Because I'm saying guilty a lot is because that's how mine is. I feel guilty that I couldn't help Elliot. I feel guilty that I couldn't save him. I feel guilty that I had to sign that paperwork. So yeah, it does affect more people than that. Yeah, and you just don't think about it, do you? And I didn't, definitely.
And I think that's that's one of the things that I've noticed a lot is when people talk about PTSD, they just say, oh yeah, I've got PTSD, I'm suffering from PTSD, and that's it. And you don't really go into the details of why. And your post on Facebook gives everyone a real insight into sort of what's going on with you mentally. And I think it opens up a lot of channels for people to go, wow, it can happen to anyone. It can be in all sorts of different forms. And like you said, with guilt, and there'll be people that will tell you non-stop that well, it's not your fault. There's nothing you could there's nothing you can do, but that doesn't change your view on it. It's something that you've got come to terms with in your own time. And I think, I think guilt is one of the hardest things to get over. Even if it's not you, even if you've got nothing to be guilty about, that sits there for so long and it dwells. And I think being able to talk about it is the best way to ease that stress of it, because the longer you build things up, it happens with anything. You build stuff up and you build it up and you think, oh no, that's all right, it'll fine. You push it to the back of your head or you push it down low and it just builds up and builds up and it all comes out in one massive burst. And I think that's when things, that's when things take the turn for the worst. So I think you expressing that on Facebook, not only do I think it's good for you, but I think it's good for other people to realise that it's okay to, to express how I'm feeling. And like we said, I said to you before that there's a lot of comments on there that are from women, because I think this is why this was set up, because women seem to express themselves a lot more openly than men do. But I think, I hope with what you posted that other men will be able to open up about it more, and people who do this press up challenge will be able to say, well, yeah, I've been through a traumatic time, or I've suffered with anxiety and all this and the other, and the only way you can deal with it is to let it out and to talk about it.
I think what's interesting is so when we've done other shows in the past, even though we've had some pretty good celebrities on so far, and Clive last week was amazing. Actually, with you talking on here, Paul, the comments that are coming in already, and I know you guys can't see them unless you sat there with another iPad or something next to you. But we've got comments coming in from people that are actually turning around saying they suffer with PTSD too. And now this is one of the first times I've seen comments come up where people are acknowledging what they suffer from. So already we can turn around and say what a total success the show is. The fact that people, and men and women actually, are making those comments, and they're making them blatantly out in public, in a public place in social media.
Well, I must admit, after I put that post on, I did have a lot of messages from people, private messages saying I've got it, or my family members got it, or my family members had it, and it was really nice that people could do that, and it made me feel even better that I put that on there. I don't know if that sounds right, but it meant that people were doing it, and they should feel free to be able to say, because there's always help out there for people, and I've learned that. And what you were saying about men finding it difficult to come out and say something, I did. If you asked Donna was expressing how bad she was feeling, but I was holding it in, and I really did crash, like you're saying. It did get me. I collapsed at work, and when they looked into it, it was to do with all the stress and the Elliot stuff, and what the Elliot stuff causes. It makes you stressed about other things. And I just let it build up, but it has helped that I've spoken to people, got help, because never be afraid to get help if you've got something, anxiety, PTSD, whatever. Don't ever be afraid to get help, because it's the best thing you can do.
I suppose all the other thing is just come on the man cave and just spill it.
Yeah. Yeah. But that is getting help, isn't it? In some way.
Yeah. Just blurt it out. Just become, whatever it may be. I think. I mean, it's Stephanie Lancaster, you're making a difference by openly speaking about it. You're taking away the stigma, and that's exactly what we're trying to do with the show, is to get anybody. It is a bloke show in the respect of it's primarily blokes that come on here, and then it's about blokes turning around and talking to each other. But it is about taking that stigma away. And I know, I mean, the other thing as well, I think, is that I've had stuff in my life. I mean, me and Paul chatted about this before we came over. I think what's really interesting is when you're doing this show and you start to talk to people, is how many people have got problems that they've got to deal with, which are in actual fact mental health problems, and they don't even realize it, or you wouldn't even realize it until it was said that is actually a problem.
Yeah, and that definitely happened to me. I didn't realize. I couldn't see it. I didn't know that me fainting was really me being stressed and drained and everything that comes with it. Yeah, you don't know until you start speaking, and someone who's been through it, or someone who's qualified, or you guys says, well, it sounds like you're a bit stressed. It helped. Yeah, it really does help to speak, and you should do, because I'm a fine example of that. I can tell you, because I really was crashing until I started speaking.
But I think though that from my point of view, when I've seen you out and about, and particularly with the festival, you must have found that the things that you were doing at the festival were they were sort of like filling your time up. They were taking away the emotional strain of Elliot to some extent and giving you something to focus on that took you to a different place, maybe, or
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yes, it does. And in doing something good, it's making a positive from a negative, which always makes you feel better. Do you know what I mean? As well, it helps with your mental health, because you're doing something good. If you go down because you could quite easily, after something like that, you can go down the bad routes and get to really bad, if you do something like that, like we do, it does help you, because you're doing something positive, and it makes you feel a bit more positive, and with me, it's helping keep Elliot's memory alive, his legacy going, and that is, I suppose, a way of me dealing with my guilt a bit, because it means I'm still fighting for him, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, I suppose for those that are watching that don't know, maybe it would just be worth explaining a bit about what happened to Elliot, because I think that's important. And of course, it's going on, for those that you don't know, it's also going on Coronation Street, I think, at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah. They're doing a story about basically at the age of 13 months, Elliot died from mitochondrial disease, and mitochondrial, the energy in the body, basically, is the power station. If the mitochondrial goes bad, it's basically your body's not getting the right amount of energy. It's like a cable going down, and you're not getting the full amount of power to your house, full amount of current. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
Where with Elliot, it was the mitochondria in his heart. So his heart wasn't getting enough energy, and it swelled so big on the left-hand side, it caused dilated cardiomyopathy. So basically, if the only thing they were looking at to save him was a heart transplant, but looking into it more, they realized that because it was mitochondrial disease that caused it, that not even a heart transplant would have saved him. See, it would have done the same to that heart. So there is no cure for mitochondrial disease. So that's why what the Lilly Foundation are doing with Coronation Street is amazing, because they're making awareness, and the more awareness there is, and what we're doing with Elliot and Elliot's touch, making awareness means that people will know about it more. There'll be more put into research. There'll be more put into helping people with it. It's only a good thing what Coronation Street are doing.
I think obviously from what we do on this show as well,
yes,
we do the same thing with Loretta. We make everyone aware of Loretta, because the more that we can make everyone aware of Loretta, the more we can protect everybody from her. So it's the same thing in different sort of way, of course.
Loretta's helped us out with Elliot's touch. She did one of our first events. She's been amazing with us.
Because I didn't know anything about about this disease until Elliot's touched like the charity and everything came out. And I did some research on it, and I looked at it, and it's unbelievable how it affects people, because every cell in your body has mitochondria in it.
Yeah,
like
it is.
It's the energy, so it can affect any part of your body. And they said, and I was reading it, and they said the majority of the time it's misdiagnosed because it just shows the symptoms of something else.
But yeah, which is what was happening with Elliot. You see, when he first fell unwell, we all thought he had a gastroenteritis because he was being sick a lot, and so we rushed in that night thinking it was that, into Taunton. And when they started looking at him, his feet started swelling up, and he crashed. And when they took a picture of his heart, a scan of his heart, they saw that it was swelled up. So yeah, it's so hard for the doctors to diagnose it, so because it's such a hard thing. It's got its own genetics, so testing for it is really hard. So you have to find the genetics in the person and then decipher the genetics of the mitochondria as well, which Elliot was one of the first people in the country that they did that test on at Great Ormond Street, which made them find which type of mitochondria it was. And he, which they found out he was only the 7th person in the world to have his type of mitochondrial disease. But it's becoming bigger than that. And I do believe that mitochondrial disease is going to be linked to a lot of things, because what they're saying is it can be, at the moment, it can be heart disease, it can be Parkinson's, it can be diabetes, it can be Alzheimer's, it can be cancers. So yeah, I think it's bigger than what people think, mitochondrial disease.
I'm stuck for words.
Yeah, so am I.
First time ever I'm actually stuck for words, because you don't really sort of know what to say. I suppose the other side to the coin, I mean, obviously you've had the opportunity to raise a lot of funds, which is, you know, to support the research.
Yeah.
And again, of course, as with most things, when we do this show, Mark and Jackie come into it for all the support they've given you in the ability to do that. And of course, without Watch It Festival itself, that wouldn't be possible. So again, always a big cheers to Mark and Jackie and to the festival and of course everyone else that supports you at the festival.
Oh yeah, Mark and Jackie have been amazing, and the festival's a big thing for us, because the silent disco, way back, I've done the silent disco every year that it's been up there, but not run it. And Mark and Jackie came to us, and they thought it would help us, give us something to focus on. And yeah, it's been a big help, and it's becoming one of our biggest things. The silent disco is becoming a thing of its own as well, that helps us raise money. We've been going around supporting local schools. We've done a couple at the Knights Templar and the one in Cannington, but what we're trying to do with that is not only raise money for Elliot's Touch, we're trying to do it so they just give a donation. We're not asking for lots, just a donation, and then we can take the silent disco to the kids that can't normally get it because they can't afford it, because silent discos cost a lot to hire. So if we just say give a donation, they're getting something that they wouldn't normally get, and it's giving the kids something. It's helping them in that way as well.
And apart from which, it's damn good fun.
Yes, it is. Yeah, yeah, it is good fun. The bad thing is people singing.
Yeah, well, the reason that I obviously, I was looking back at what we could do, and I looked through Elliot's Touch's page, and the videos are up there, and I'm like, oh my god, Elliot's song, right? Okay, fine. But then I listened to the silent disco version of it, and I realised actually how bad Watch It sings.
Yeah. Well, I think that's after a few Cheddar Valleys.
By the way, I think that's what you're on, isn't it, tonight, Paul? Bit of Cheddar Valley?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll pretend.
So I'm just going to run through a couple of messages here, because we've had quite a few in. There's somebody called Sheila Stevens. I don't know if you know her, Paul, or not.
Oh, I don't know who that is.
Yeah, I can't really read this out because Donna will be crying upstairs already watching this on the other iPad or whatever. But she says, "So proud of you, Paul, and so very proud to call you my son. Love you loads." And that's a sentiment I think everyone who watch it would say. We all love you loads, mate. Tracy Ann, sharing your story, heartbreaking, but thank you. Loretta Ann Wetlaw, this is to me. You really are in trouble. And Loretta Ann Wetlaw, brilliant work that you are doing, which is obviously not about me.
No, you are doing a good job.
I don't know. But of course, I think like everything else, we've all seen, I mean, Sam, you know this as well yourself, that out of everything that is an adverse situation, for all the downsides to everything, there can always be an upside to things.
Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, you know, to be where you are at the moment after what you've been through is a testament to you and Donna in itself. But then to have a foundation to help other families and other children and other people is, it's the most selfless act possible. And I think, to come out of something so horrific and then turn it into such a positive for other people is just incredible. And this is where the, where you say about the guilt and everything else, part of it hopefully does relieve some of the guilt that you feel, even though there's no need for you to feel it. But like I said before, no matter how many people tell you that, it doesn't matter. People could tell you every day that it's not your fault, even though it's not. It's how you feel. But talking about it and doing the fundraising and the silent discos and everything else, I think is the way to get through it. And I think it's brilliant that how far you've both come to get to where you are now, and being able to sit here and have a conversation with us about how you're feeling. And there's people that I know that wouldn't dream of talking about how they were feeling this time last year, and now they're open, say, yeah, well, I am feeling this, this happened to me so and so many years ago, and it's affected me ever since. And I think it's people like you that people will be influenced by seeing things that you do and say and realize that, yeah, I can do that as well.
And I think, of course, the other side to that is that you end up with a very beautiful little daughter.
Oh yeah.
And I remember vividly the day that it pinged up on Facebook that Donna was expecting, because I think about 75% of watch it were in the street crying with tears of absolute bloody happiness and joy for the pair of you. I know me and Jan sat at home and it was like, what? Really? Wow, this is just amazing. And of course, we've all seen the pictures since. I mean, you must be such a proud dad now.
Oh, I really am. And when I say she's a miracle, she really is a miracle, because it was a year ago last weekend that we started traveling to London to start IVF so we could have Aria. So it really is a miracle. And I remember being there and seeing the dot appear on the screen when she went in, and to think that she's gone from that little dot on a screen to this beautiful girl that's smiling at me most days now. It's amazing. That's something that, never give up on your dreams, because it's taken us a long time to get there, but we were determined never to give up. So it just shows what happens. You could get a beautiful daughter.
Absolutely.
who was shot. I can't believe how much she looks like Elliot sometimes with her smile as well. It's like he's given his permission for her by giving her his smile.
I remember seeing Donna. I think we were down by the shop down in town, and you walked past, or Donna came past one day, and she was very, very heavily pregnant. and I remember turning around and saying to her, you just look like, I mean, you're just blossoming. You just look so happy. The you know, just amazing. You two must have gone through, I suppose, quite an emotional time through the whole of the pregnancy.
Yeah, because everything like that is scary for us. We're because of what's happened before. We always think things are going to go wrong, so we have to mentally sort ourselves out there, get ourselves positive, which we have been in the end. But this thing at the moment scares us to hell. But we you got to be positive. It's going to be all right. Everything will be all right.
Oh, absolutely. So, any more on the cards?
No, that would be unfair on Donna. Aria's here now, and we've got Elliot. He's always going to be with us. So.
Oh, absolutely, mate. Absolutely. So, what would you say now then? With everything you've been through, the people that you've seen, I mean, where have you gone for help? What have you actually turned around or who have you spoken to? Where were you guided to?
Well, I spoke to someone at work, who then put me in contact with a psychologist who was the one that explained what was wrong with me and how to cope with things to do. But some of the things I was already doing, like keeping fit, is not good for everyone, but for me it's a thing that really helps me mentally. Music is a really big thing for me, really does help me. And a lot of things that she said to do is breathing, deep breathing, that helps you stay calm. And because the problem is with mine was it was causing me to have migraines, really bad migraines, and I had that where it started when Elliot was in hospital, and it carried on ever since. And it was obviously all this building up, and when I get stressed, I get headaches, and that, believe it or not, was the thing that led me to speaking about it, because I was talking about my migraines, and then I spoke about this, and they recommended that I speak to someone who understands, and can explain to me. So I recommend to anyone who feels like this, find something, whether it's music, whether it's sport, I don't know, drawing, anything, find something like that. Those sort of things help me, and definitely speaking. It's good. Donna and I, we always say we're a good team, and we do talk a lot to each other. We let each other know how we're feeling so we can help each other. It's things like that. It really does help.
So we're coming up to the last sort of like 10 minutes of the show. Obviously, we only try and run it. Well, we try and keep it to an hour. It generally goes up, it generally goes down. If there's a message that you could send out there to anybody that's suffering from any form of mental health, if there's, whether it be through PTSD, or whether it's anxiety, or whether it's stress, or whether, because it may be just COVID related, people may think that they're perfectly all right, but they're not going to know till they come out the other end of COVID actually how bad they've really been. What would you say?
I would say to speak to other people, because they might see that you are low. Do you see what I mean? They might be able to say, actually, I think you need to speak to someone about this, because I think you might be, you might have a little problem, because you really don't want it to get too bad. And don't be afraid to speak, because as you're hearing, I've spoken about it, and there are lots of other people up and down the country, watch it, Somerset, wherever, there's lots of people feeling the same. Never feel bad about speaking about it, because there'll be so many people out there going, oh yes, I feel like that. Never be afraid. That's what I'd say. And the the thing with getting you know, anxiety and depressed about what's going on at the moment, just think that, you know, they will find a cure in the end. They will get through it, and we will be all right. Try and think of some positive thoughts when you're feeling about the negative. Try and get yourself thinking positive by thinking like that.
Yeah, I think Clive summed it up really well last week with the little things. You know, the one comment he made that I think resonated with everybody was start with the little things and get the little things right. Yeah. And if you can get all the little things right and in place, the bigger things actually fall into place, I suppose, or they're less significant. What do you reckon, Sam?
Yeah, there's an interesting post on Goldcast on Facebook, and it's a page that's really worth people going onto and having a look. And it's all sort of people who talk about their lives and talk about, you know, and it's really inspirational speakers and people talking at the end of college graduations and stuff like that. And there's a military guy there in America, and he says, start every day by making your bed. Because the minute you've made your bed, that's the first thing you do when you get up, you've achieved something. And then after that, it's just little, like you said before then, it's little things. And those little things can make all the difference. But at the same time, you know, I think you have to have your down days as well. You know, if you can't trying to keep yourself happy constantly is what makes it worse, because all you're doing is you are burying those things that are making you feel bad. If you're having an off day, have an off day. Tell people, you know, I'm feeling a bit crap today. You know, it'll be all right tomorrow. But today, I just want to, you know, just feel a bit crappy. And you need those days. You need to be able to, you know, just vent. I've had them, you know, while this has all been going on. I've said before, you know, I've just had a crap day, just not in the mood for anything, and just couldn't explain why, couldn't explain what the reason was or anything like that. Just said, just don't feel right today. But you know, probably be all right tomorrow. And it's just accepting that some days are going to be shite and other days aren't. But I always take that tip, that start every day by making your bed. Because it's that little thing, that little achievement, that when you look at your bed and go, yeah, that was quite nice. And then you suddenly realise that you'll go, oh, I could do something else. That'll make that look nice. And it's those little things constantly build up. I had a conversation with someone the other day about them feeling low and just feeling really crap and not wanting to do anything and suffering with anxiety and stuff like that. And I said to him, look, just try and do little things around the house. And it doesn't have to be anything that's, you know, going to make a huge difference. Just take apart a plug and rewire it, just for the sake of doing something. Because what you'll do is you take it all apart and you look at it and it's all in pieces. And then you put that back together in a working condition and you look at it as a sense of achievement. Doesn't matter how small it is, little achievements are what get us through the day. Because an achievement is all it is, whatever you do, how big it is, the scale of it is based on how you feel. Nothing, doesn't matter what anyone else thinks of it, it's what you think that achievement is. So if you don't get up normally till 11 o'clock in the morning because you just struggle to get up, if you get up the following day at 10 o'clock because you've gone, no, I'm going to push myself, and you get up an hour earlier than you normally do, that's an achievement. Doesn't matter what anyone else thinks about it, that is a personal achievement for you. And that's all you need to do. Every day, just set yourself a small goal.
Thank you, Sam, because your mother's just reminded me I've got to make the bed every morning now.
There we go. Get up and make the bed.
That'll be an achievement for me to do, full stop.
There we are, see? Well, there we go. See? It's an achievement.
Bearing in mind, Sam, that if I made the bed, your mother would still be in it anyway, because I'm up about 5 in the morning and she's not. So there you go.
Well, there we are, see?
At least you'd have a tidy sleep. Right, okay, so I'll tell you what we'll do. Let's have a bit of fun here. Is there a particular song or anything that we could play you out to, or would you trust me to do something?
Paul, you'd be better off singing than letting him try and play a song again.
Oh, believe me, no, my singing's horrendous.
So
I'll-
to play.
I've just been flitting around. I'll tell you why it is, because I've just been flitting around. We've got to finish in a few minutes. So I've just been flitting around, just thinking of what can we do to try and finish the night off that would really, really make everyone's night as far as a bit of fun.
Yeah.
Because obviously it's serious what we're talking about, but obviously we also try, we always say we try and make it a little bit funny, a little bit of banter, and we've done a bit, you know. And I just thought, like, oh, what can we do? I found something that I think everyone would really appreciate. I know Mark and Jackie would appreciate it. I know everybody that goes to Watch It Music Festival would appreciate it, purely and simply because of what it is. So would you be okay if I turn around and did, or unless you've got something that you really want to turn around?
No, you go, you do what you,
Right.
go for it.
I'll come back to you, all three of you. We'll play this, and then I'll come back to you just to say cheerio to everyone. So this is a little bit of a first for me, because I'm going to probably cock it up. No, it's not a first. It's an every week, isn't it? I'm going to cock it up. Apparently, I can't get anything right. So I'm not going to attempt too much. I'm not going to attempt too much. I'm just going to turn around, and you can all see what I'm doing now, because I'm going to turn around and
Get it
share
well.
the screen. So can you? I don't know. Can you still hear me all right or not?
Can I what?
Yeah.
I can still hear
No,
you.
that's fine. What I've got to do, I'm going to mute my microphone so you don't get too.
Oh, thank God for that.
All right. So we'll
All
do it.
I heard
Right.
is you.
I'm going to mute this. Give me the thumbs up if everything's going.
Yes, this is amazing. I can't hear you. This is the best part of the day. See, this is what you got to do, Paul. You put your hands in front, just like this. Just makes your hands look massive.
3D.
This is literally what has kept me amused before we go live. It's just to see how big my hands look. This is the awkward silence part as well, where Simon has an inability to press play on something that he's had set up. Just press a button, share the screen.
I want to see what it is, because he looks so excited. So I'm desperate to see what it is now.
To be honest, I would not have high hopes. Still don't know what it is.
Is that the festival stage?
We decided to
That's
bring a
all.
few friends with us. Ladies and gents, please welcome to the stage.
I want to see
In
what it is, because he
particular,
looks
the
so
wonderful
excited.
gal, something else.
I'm desperate to see what it is now.
I think
to be honest,
there's also
I
the
would
devil
not have
himself,
high hopes.
Mr. Tom Large. From the Levelers, give it up for Simon Friend.
Still don't know what it is.
The wonderful Mr. Gas Brookfield.
Is that the festival stage?
Stevie Simpson. Bring a few friends with us. Ladies and gents, please welcome to the stage.
I want to see what it is, because he looks so
Sweet
excited.
girl, something else.
I'm
Morris.
desperate to see what it is now.
Wino Tyrone.
To be
I think
honest,
there's also the
Brian
devil
Stone.
himself, Mr. Tom Large. Our friend Jeff Parsons lot. From the Levelers, give it up for Simon Friend. From the Waylines. Ash from the Sweet Drums Band. The wonderful Mr. Gas Brookfield.
Is that the festival
Clegg.
stage?
Stevie Simpson. Bring a few friends with us. Jesus Christ. Ladies and gents, please welcome to the stage.
I want to see what it is, because he looks so excited.
Something else. Morris.
Desperate to see what it is now.
Wino Tyrone.
To be
I think
honest,
there's also the
Brian
devil
Stone.
himself, Mr. Tom Large. Our friend Jeff Parsons lot. From the Levelers, give it up for Simon Friend. From the Waylines. Ash from the Sweet Drums Band. The wonderful Mr. Gas Brookfield. Clegg. Stevie Simpson. Bring a few friends with us. Jesus.
Simon, you need to mute everyone's microphone, because it's playing through my phone and then playing back. It's probably playing through Paul's phone and playing back. So the entire video is just a repeat of everyone talking. It makes no difference if we're talking.
Clegg. Stevie Simpson. Bring a few friends with us. Jesus.
Simon, you need to mute everyone's microphone. This is So you're muted, so we can't hear you.
Right.
Everyone talking.
I'm muted.
There's no difference if we're talking. I'm muted again now. What's going on?
Right.
You're muted, so we can't hear you.
Look. Right.
Everyone talking.
I'm muted.
There's no difference if we're talking. I don't know what's going on now.
Right. If you two will just bear with me. Don't forget, you can't see what's going on. Donna can. All right? Because I'm
muted again now. What's going on?
Right.
You're muted, so we can't hear you.
Look. Right.
The thing is, though, we can hear the thing replayed through my mic. So mute yourself, but we're still we can still hear us.
I'm going to share the screen. Shut up.
Just cracked up. Get up, stand up, go on and shut your hands up. If the crowd are really like a bit chill, well, we don't quite. That's not like my home. Only to block fine. Then I'll take the crust, don't think it, funky. We ain't got a junk it. Come on, beats and sing to them. Get out your seats and jump around, come on, watch it. You'll send me a pipe designer, I'll go like a brush, never be done. We're a team mother, and they're with me brothers and sisters. And just like a bastard's at the preserve, for anybody blocking the Jetsons concerned. Right, Lewis, you to have fun, so we can see us out the absent. Here, Robbie, don't stand when we run out of breath. We want tactile, so we can go to that. Down, let's go. That's your toast. We get the flow when we're turning it down. Turning it down. Get out of your seats and jump around, jump around. Come on, jump around. Jump around. Jump up and down. Jump, jump, jump. Everybody jump. Everybody jump. Everybody jump. Okay. I can see the bar is there. Everybody wait for the bar. This time, I'm going to start over here, work my way to the bar, I'll work my way back. Give me a load. second. Everybody get down the floor. Come on. Everybody down. Everybody down. All the way to the back. Come on. All the way. Right to the back. Get down the floor. Everybody. Everybody. Once you go down from the man, get down. Use up. Tell you what, watching, you guys have been incredible.
There you go. For those that didn't see it back at home, or did you? Did you get it in the end?
I saw it, yeah.
Yeah, I saw it.
Did you actually get to see it in the end or not?
Yeah. Do we clap? Do we cheer? I don't know what we.
It's got to be one of the festival's greatest moments, seeing the Doonikers going around the bloody.
It was good.
It was good.
Yeah.
It's a bit of festival fun. It's a bit of festival fun for Paul. There are no videos of Paul doing anything like that anywhere in the in the festival. Let's think about it. He is permanently stood there with a set of earphones on behind a deck.
Yeah.
with no sound going on anywhere.
Just people singing.
So I just thought I'd turn around and put a bit of festival stuff on to turn around and lighten the whole thing and give you something to remember. And Mark and Jackie to give something them something to remember as well. And all of us are going to miss the festival this year.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks. That's made it 10 times better, hasn't it?
Oh,
We're playing memories of a festival.
Sam, you need to go and talk to Paul because you obviously you're putting yourself in a downer, mate.
If you put me in a downer by putting festival stuff on.
Oh, come on. Bit of the Doonikins. Cheer everyone up. Right, Paul. Cheers, mate.
Oh, thank you.
Here's
Cheers,
to a daughter that she's just amazing. Here's to Donna. Without the question, everything she's gone through. And here's to you and thank you for coming on. You've been absolutely tremendous.
Cheers, guys. Thanks a lot. And thanks everyone
Thank
watching.
you.
Thanks, Sam. Great stuff. Keep up the good work, guys.
Cheers, Paul.
Brilliant.
And bearing in mind that you only live 3 doors down the road, I'll see you as I drive home in a minute.
Yeah, I'll wave.
Take care, mate. Night all.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone, for joining it. Jenny Morgan said she couldn't hear it. I don't know why she couldn't hear it. She obviously had the volume turned down.
Don't worry, Jenny. We heard it.
Sam, love you, mate. Love you. You just managed to turn around and bring the whole show to a new low.
If you want to bring it to a new low, you find someone for this fourth little square that can play the tune to Tenacious D tribute, and I'll bring this show down to a new low.
Only one person, Barry Cole, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. We need to get him on Zoom.
All right, okay. Right, here we go now. We've still got 31 people watching at the moment on this one channel, plus a million others everywhere else. Right.
A million.
Can we get some comments up here? Barry Zoom and Sam together on the man cave doing Tenacious D.
Damn right.
Can we get some comments? Is this a goer or not?
Is this a goer? That's
Yeah,
just to see. I'm not a goer. That's just. I'm not on the game. I'm not going to make money out of it, am I? Have you seen this?
I mean, you could just turn around and get famous.
Mate, there's nothing famous about this. I look like one of the rejects from The Hobbit.
What? Well, you're certainly never going to look as good as Bros, are you?
Who?
Bros. When will I be famous?
Oh yeah, that was the yeah.
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 So
Where are they now?
earning more than you are.
Well, that's not difficult. Christ. There's a guy who sells the big issue in Taunton with a fake dog and says, "Don't feed it, it's stuffed." That earns more than I do.
See, Paul, this is what we have to put up with, mate. This is why we try and have the banter at the start of the show, but he's on one tonight.
I'd be on tired tonight. A long day, and then watching you fail to press play, not once, not twice, but thrice. That's right. I learned that word as well. Thrice.
If I got it right every time, we'd have no viewers, right? That's the bottom line to it.
I know, but let's be honest. That's like 70. It's not even a good percentage. It's not even 50-50 today. I mean, this is
Right.
to be honest, this has got to be your worst technical skill so far.
It's fine. They can only get better or worse.
What's damn worse, can it?
You don't want to go around his house for a movie night, would you? 'Cause
Come
he
on,
wouldn't play.
Cheers, Paul. All
Sorry.
Right, Dave Farmer, you've never been a goer, Sam. Dave Farmer should know. Kyra Arthington, Jack Black, aka Sam Tam, Sam Tam, absolutely.
See, that's one of those things. That's one of the little things that brightens my day when Cara Arvington is looking at things that Jack Black is doing on Facebook, and I'm immediately tagged in it.
So you've only had two people commenting, and neither of them said absolutely, spot on. So it'll have to be done.
No, all right, yeah, I'll do it. Yeah, I've done it at the festival. I've done it in every pub and watch it. I did it at my Christmas party. So,
all right, well, we've got to go because time's up. We're 10 minutes over the time, and everyone will be getting bored with us now and leaving us. Right, okay. So over the next couple of weeks, we've got who we got coming on. We've got Modern Romance. Remember him from the 80s. We've got the lead singer Andy from Modern Romance coming on, and we've got Andy Kershaw from Radio 1 DJ fame coming on, and we've also got Alabama 3's Nick Reynolds coming on. And straight after that, we'll have Sam Tapp and Barry Delicious Cool doing Tenacious D. No problem. Cheers, folks. Good night, all. Catch you up next week. Ta-da. Bye.
Bye then.
Cheers, Paul. No.
Yes, thank you. Bye. Bye.